President loses simple majority. Mahinda absent. Pavitra present. Rajapaksa loyalists rally round Ranil. Namal begins his avenging. Suspicions over Ranil Rajapaksa clash. Namal's decisions divided the SLPP. What happened at SLPP Politburo? A majority rejects the decision. Sajith Namal in secret talks. Namal to be Sajith's opposition leader. Basil says he asked Ranil to send a letter. Johnny opposed trying to silence SB. SLPP shows their might. Basil makes up his mind to leave. Champika's right-hand man joins Ranil. SLPP big shot makes a vow at Tirupati.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
President loses simple majority. The opposition claims President Ranil Wickremesinghe has now lost his simple majority in Parliament. When appointed to complete Gotabaya Rajapaksa's term, he had the backing of 134 MPs. But now, he is left with only 92 supporters. That claim was made after his media unit announced Tuesday afternoon that 92 MPs extended support for his victory at the presidential polls. 2 years ago, when Parliament voted to elect a president, Ranil received 134 votes as opposed to 82 for Dulles and 3 for Anura Kumara Dissanayake. A total of 223 members voted, with 2 abstaining. 4 votes were rejected. On Tuesday, government MPs met for the first time since the Rajapaksas decided at the SLPP Politburo not to support Ranil. Here, Ramesh Pathirana proposed, and SB Dissanayake seconded that they should support the incumbent. The MPs who backed fielding an own candidate at the SLPP Politburo were absent at the government MPs meeting. Mahinda Rajapaksa informed he would not attend, but Pavitra Wanyarachchi was there. However, Namal Lanza says Ranil has the support of a total of 125 MPs. Rajapaksa loyalist S.M. Chandrasena finds the ground situation contrary to the SLPP Politburo decision. As the Anuradhapura district leader, he summoned a meeting of the membership yesterday morning. He says that a vast majority wants to back Ranil as a mark of gratitude to him. So did the membership in Bingaria, summoned by Shantha Bandara to take a decision. Johnston Fernando and Rohitha Abegunawardena are said to be in a quandary. Another issue is what will happen to those who extended support to Ranil. Namal, Basil and Sagara Kariyawasam have decided to remove MPs from positions for opposing the party decision. That came up at the government MPs meeting, where one told Ranil that he would go and meet Mahinda to hand over his resignation letter. Ranil reacted strongly, asking him, "Are you mad? If you resign, another will be appointed in your place." A ministerial type said not to worry, because by the time disciplinary inquiries begin, the election would be over. Then it is the time for the general election. None of us will contest from a party of the Rajapaksas. So, don't take disciplinary inquiries seriously, he advised. Everything revolves around Ranil these days. The social media is taking up the matter of the IGP and the Ranil Rajapaksa clash. Darshana Thanthirije says the Rajapaksas suffered the same fate after having divided parties. The role of the Rajapaksas in Sri Lankan politics will be over in 2024, he says. Another, Chintana Dharmadasa, says Ranil got rid of the SLPP at last. If not for that, I would have had to make a decision, he says. UNP loyalists in social media say they are safe at last. Anyway, Ranil thanked Mahinda for taking the correct decision and supporting him in nation building. But some still look at this Ranil Rajapaksa clash suspiciously. Opposition's Udaya Gamanpila claims the Rajapaksas announced a breaking up as a strategy to strengthen Ranil. Flanked by Weerasamana, he spoke to the media yesterday about that. Video, Gamanpila. What do the so-called media experts who attacked Ranil think now? Some say Ranil knows about the media more than those pundits do. Namal's decisions divided the SLPP. Newspapers and social media are agog with claims as follows. A SLPP majority refuses to accept the Politburo decision SB opposed after trying to silence Johnston. Sajith and Namal are at secret talks with the latter, offered the opposition leadership. Basil says he asked Ranil to send a letter requesting support, etc. The SLPP Politburo met at Mahinda's Wijayarama Mawatha residence, with the party leader at the chair. The Politburo has 82 members. It was appointed 2 months ago following amendments to the party constitution. As the leader, Mahinda appointed 20 members on Basil's recommendation. They are SB Disanayake, Gamini Lokuge, CB Ratnayake, Janaka Bandara, Chamal Rajapaksa, Prasanna Ranatunga, Ramesh Pathirana, Mahindananda Aluthgamagai, Prasanna Ranawera, Indika Anuruddha, Pavitra Wanyarachchi, Johnston Fernando, D.V. Chanaka, Thenuka Vidanagamagai, Bandula Gunawardena, Pradeep Undugoda, Kokila Harshini, Sahan Pradeep, Janaka Wakumbura, Kanaka Herath, and Kanchana Wijasekara. Karyawasam, Abe Gunawardena, and Namal are ex officio members. The rest of the membership came from party affiliates and consisted of lawyers, university dons, and unionists. Some were flabbergasted to see certain faces that were not seen ever before at the Nelam Mawatha office. Among them were a lawyer now with Dilith Jayawera, the daughter of a former Pradeshia Sabha chairperson in Gampaha, who sat for her advanced level examination only this year, and several social media activists working for a former minister. It was Karyawasam who proposed fielding their own candidate. Ranil has sent a letter requesting support after having placed his deposit, he said. Basil interrupted him and said he asked Ranil to send the letter. Then, the floor was opened for ideas. SB spoke first and said he agreed with the proposal wholeheartedly. Other members applauded him. SB waited for it to subside and went on like this. But I believe that we must support President Ranil at this moment for the country's sake. He is the one who protected our supporters, he said with a sneer. Johnny stood up and blurted out, "What madness is this? Don't try to endorse anyone here." Prasanna and Mahindananda came to SB's aid. "Why can't he tell what he thinks? If you can, we too can do so," they told him. Prasanna went on, "Don't try to silence anyone. We love this party. We love our supporters. We think about them and the country." It turned into a war of words with Kanchana, Ramesh, Kokila, Sanath too, joining in against Johnny. Then, that one sat down. Next, Kanchana argued as to why they should support Ranil. Trade union representatives, too, aired their views. Thereafter, a vote was proposed. When Karyawasam asked as to who supports fielding an own candidate, none raised a hand. Kanchana, Mahindananda, Prasanna, and 8 others raised their hands when it was asked if anyone opposed it. Janaka Bandara, who was seated in the front row, missed it. Later, he said he opposed it, but Karyawasam said they were done voting. Chamal and SB abstained. Karyawasam then proposed disciplinary action against those who support a candidate against the party decision. Kanchana and 5 others objected, although Prasanna and Kokila told them not to do so. But by that time, Karyawasam had noted them down. A different story is coming from Namal's side. His advisor Iranda Ginigai says Ranil's sons did not make a sound argument as to why they should support him. What they repeated was that if the JVP wins, they will get hammered. Those who support Ranil use that fear to gain their political objectives. They don't care about the country, nation or the economy, he said on Facebook. Anyway, things happened fast after the Politburo meeting. Local government members from across the country telephoned Prasanna and said they opposed the party decision. All the pro-Ranil lot went directly to his Paget Road place. As they discussed the next moves, Ranil's election planning office at Flower Road got filled with SLPP MPs. It was said as many as 60 were there. Prasanna and the team then went there and got hold of the list of government MPs. The SLPP has 7 cabinet ministers in Prasanna, Kanchana, Ramesh, Bandula, Sabri, Pavitra and Vidura. Since Pavitra was absent, it was decided to have a talk with her. The SLPP has 28 state ministers. Except for Thanuka, Indika, Shashindra and Prasanna Ranawira, all the others are putting their weight behind Ranil. Other than them, the SLPP has 54 MPs. 26 of them are already with Ranil, and 15 will not be with them. The rest are to be consulted as well. Mohan de Silva said some try to create the opinion that they are going to join the UNP. That should be corrected, he said. Ramesh agreed with him, saying they should form an alliance with their own identity as a solution. Ranil, too, arrived. Mahindananda said they had a problem, and Mohan repeated what he said moments earlier. Ranil answered that it would not be an issue, since he is contesting as an independent candidate and can function as the patron of their alliance. When Prasanna insisted that he should be the leader, Ranil proposed PM Dinesh to that position. Ranil gave a clarification that he did not divide the SLPP. None of the ministers are my appointees but were appointed by President Gotabaya. They were given new responsibilities and they are doing a good job. I asked Namal too to accept responsibility, but Mahinda said Namal didn't like it. Pramitha said some offices with the elephant symbol could be a problem. Ranil said a decision would be taken about that. He also touched upon his talks with the SLPP and said he proposed that just like the quota to that party, everyone in Parliament should be given the same quota. We have 3. I asked to discuss and settle the quotas for the other districts. A minister said he was surprised by the sudden change of heart by Basil and Shamal, who had wanted to support him. Another claimed everything happened as per Namal's wishes. Some said it was a fake Politburo. There were some whom we hadn't seen in all our lives. We cannot accept the decision, they said. Kanchana suggested summoning all the supporting MPs tomorrow. A minister claimed Sajith and Namal had secret talks last week. It is said that Lakshman Fonseca coordinated the meeting, and it was after that the decision was taken to field a SLPP candidate. But Ranil did not take any of those seriously. In the meantime, a close confidant of Ranil was met by a Rajapaksa family member yesterday. Ranil's friend inquired as to what had happened. The other replied that Namal and Basil spoiled everything despite their efforts. Even President Mahinda was against it. We still want us to get together. Go and meet President Mahinda. It will be possible to make amends, he said. Then, Ranil's friend said it seemed too late now. The other insisted a meeting should happen and said Mahinda would never go on stage against Ranil. Even Basil could let go of things and go back, he said. Does that mean the Politburo decision had divided even the family? But don't forget, the blood is thicker than water. Champika's right-hand man joins Ranil. United Republican Front leader Patali Champika Ranawaka said in Kaduwela at the weekend that they would not support anyone, not even Ranil, aligning with the Rajapaksas. The party will announce its decision soon, he told the media. Immediately after, the Rajapaksas got separated from Ranil. Then Patali's right-hand man Wanasinghe joined the UNP, saying that only Ranil can do it. In a Facebook post with a picture of him and his wife Kalhari Subodha Adhikari, he announced that they took the best decision for the country's sake. He vowed to maintain the momentum for the next 7 weeks and commit himself for the non-political national candidate. Wanasinghe was the media spokesman and national organiser of the Jathika Hela Urumaya, led by Patali. At the 2020 general election, he contested from Kalutara under the SJB. Once he aligned with Mahinda too. His wife was the media coordinating secretary when Patali was a minister. A strong opponent of the 13th Amendment and power devolution, he obtained UNP membership from General Secretary Palitha Rangai Bandara. It is time Patali, too, took a decision. Critics expect him to end up with Ranil. SLPP big shot makes a vow at Tirupati. A powerful SLPP minister now with Ranil went on pilgrimage to Tirupati in India early yesterday. He has gone there to make a vow for the upcoming election, say sources close to him. A SJB MP from Gampaha, too, has seen a palmist for the second time in recent months. What he has been saying since had made the lawmaker a would-be crossover to the government. The latest advice has given him much encouragement. That's how politicians seek power. They would do just anything for power. Politics is such in the past and in the world too. So, people need not worry themselves about whatever happens. Their duty is to make the right choice. If not, it will be the end. That's it for today.
The Leader දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළ ගැස්ම